Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Lern the Conjurer, and I am the host of Conjuring Canvases. Today, I am doing something a little different. Typically, it would be a new episode of Conjuring Canvases today, which is a show where spooky art is created and terrifying tales are told. But today, instead, we're changing it up a little bit. We are making a Halloween craft that is actually really easy to make, super duper cute, and also super cheap. So all the things that I love. All right, so basically what today's craft is it is a Halloween garland. Now, Halloween garlands are typically not something that I've seen up until recently. Recently, I really did start to notice that. But you know, it's so funny because now that they're like popular, you see them everywhere, but they can be really expensive. Like I think I went to a store recently. I won't say the name because I don't want to like bash anybody, but I went to a store recently and I saw that they were selling some garland for the cheapest I could find was $30. And thing is that listen, if it's cute and I love it, I will spend the money, of course, but your girl ain't got that kind of money. So, and I happen to be crafty, so I thought I would go ahead and help myself out by just creating my own. And actually, this is a garland that I've already created for myself, but I am creating for a friend. So it's a little bit different than what I had already done, but the elements are still the same. So in order to make this, you need a couple of different supplies. I can tell you that I went to the Dollar Tree for all of these supplies and I spent under $5. So you really don't need much unless you need to buy glue. I recommend just like some typical tacky glue that works just as well. Of course, you need to let it dry for a little bit, but it works great. The next thing that you'll need to get is 2 different types of ribbon. So we've got, for this video, I have just a simple black with a little bit of satin to it, and then I have this like orange like glittery thing I'm really excited about. They actually came with orange in that glitter ribbon as well as purple. So I chose for this one orange just because I like the little bit of a pop of orange. But you can get them both if you want them. So what I also can tell you that you need is I have created these cute little ghosties. So basically what they are is they're made out of yarn. I found them on Pinterest. Like someone just made a bunch of like little yarn ghosts. And this is what they look like. Super cute. And all you do is you make them out of yarn. Basically, you just get a bunch of yarn like so. Like you can get like a little baby bit of it. I got this from the Dollar Tree. And all you're doing is you're basically just wrapping it around constantly. You can cut the bottoms here, wrap it around the head, and then basically you have a little bit of a shape that you can work with. So you can loop it around as much as possible. For me, I did it about 8 times. The magic number for me in this garland is 8. So I cut out 8 strips of both color of the ribbons. I cut out I cut out 6, excuse me, already messing up. So I cut out 6 of each of them, and then I took the yarn, because that's going to be where our ghosts hang from, the same yarn that I made the ghosts out of, and basically what I did was I just cut it at an arm's length. So that's what I chose to do for that. And the other thing that I purchased, this is kind of optional, I just wanted something kind of funky in the middle. I purchased a paper lantern, and what's cute about these is that they do light up. So they do take batteries though, so I will say that. But I mean, either way, it's really adorable. And the magic number is 8 because of course I did make 8 ghosties for this garland. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to cut your ribbons. I cut them to about 8 inches, hence magic number 8. And you could start with either color first. In this case, I started with black first, and then I went to orange. So I would recommend cutting 6 strips first. and make them as even as you can. And all you're going to do after you cut them is you're going to loop them around. So I'm going to show you how I did this. This is really easy. I'm sure you all can get it right away, but how it should look in the end is on one side, you should have 3 black, 3 orange, or 3 whatever color. And I made it so they're all looped together like so. So that's one side that I just did. This is so fast, guys. Like, my goal is to finish this literally within like a 20-minute time frame, maybe even less. So it's not a race, but I just want to show you guys that you could do something really fun for Halloween, especially if you're looking for like some fun crafty things to do at home this year. This is really easy. And I also think that it's easy to do for anybody. So if you're somebody who has children, this might be fun too. But if you're also just like me and you like making spooky things, then here you go. All right, so basically after, what you do is you make your loop by taking it out like so, just applying glue to one top of one side, just a little bit, and then press them together. And all you do is you link the next one over until you don't have any more ribbon left. And in this case, this is my last ribbon. I know, I'm going so fast. I just want to prove to you all that this is a fun and easy thing to do. The next thing that you're going to do after you've made all of your loops is you're going to go ahead and cut that yarn to arm's length. You can use any color yarn. I just preferred to use white for this one because I kind of liked the fact that the white goes with the ghosts. So that was just my preference, but I think you can use either one. So I'll take one end of my yarn, I'll take the loop, bring it in like I'm doing another loop, and then just tie it around. So I'll make 2 knots. And that should be sturdy enough to hold up your garland. So you don't need to be fancy with your knotting. If you want to cut off the excess because you don't like excess, you could do that too. But this is just basically just looping it through and tying it nice and easy. After that, we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to show you what this kind of looks like as a base. As a base, it's really simple and easy. You just heard my animals, not a sound effect. I have funny story non-relating to the craft. So I have 2 cats and a dog. They actually are really funny with each other because my dog loves the 2 cats, loves them, like thinks they're her best friend in the whole wide world. But my cats, not on that same boat. But that's okay, you know, not all animals are gonna get along, right? The next thing that you wanna do is you wanna get a needle and a thread for this one, because what all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your ghostie and you're gonna attach it to your yarn string. So let's see here, I have a needle in here that just escaped me. There it is. As far as the thread goes, you can basically use any kind of thread. Maybe if you are using a particular color yarn, you might want to use the same color thread. Excuse me. But realistically, for me, I like to be able to see where I'm going because if I can't see the stitches, then I think that I'm doing something wrong. So I like to pick a different color thread. In this case, I actually chose purple because the lantern is purple and I thought that that would be a nice little color in there in case people do see it. So yeah, just put some thread through it. And all you'll do next is pick a spot. I would recommend you're making a row of 4 because the lantern's going to be in the middle. So you can go on ahead and place the first ghost in the row. Just take his head and take the yarn, take that needle, thread it through, and just do a couple of stitches. You don't need to do that much because, of course, the ghost is pretty lightweight. And when you're done, just tie it off. That's all you have to do. So in this case, like I said before, I am going to do just a series of them. So I'm going to do 4 in one row and 4 in another. Just seeing what my dog is eating. I like to play this game with her every day. It's called, What Are You Eating? Do you guys have animals? Go ahead and leave them in the comments. I want to know. And let me know if they love each other. Like if you're like me and you're a multiple pet household, let me know how everybody likes each other. I think one day my animals are really gonna love each other because my dog, her name is Dot. Dot just is so loving and so sweet, and you could tell she loves my cats. It's just that my cats, they spent so long without sharing the home with another animal. And I think that it really affected them when I brought home a dog. And I did get Dot during quarantine. So a lot of people did that. I'm sure people saw that they were having adoptions for animals in the height of quarantine because everybody was home and like, I mean, what else were you going to do, right? And we had discussed that we really did want a dog. We just didn't know when we should get one. And we decided to get her, and she's been in our life since then, and we love her a lot. She's a funny little baby, as most animals are, right? So tell me about your animals. If you ended up adopting through quarantine like us, tell me all about that, and tell me what kind of animal you got. I just love animals. I think they're great. You know, I am witchy, so I believe that they are familiars. And I think that people think many things about familiars, right? Like they think that you can only have one familiar. But I truly believe that all of my animals are a little bit of my own familiars because they represent something so unique, you know, in and of themselves. And I just think it's special that we have them in our lives because they're freaking awesome. So if you adopted an animal anytime, awesome. Good for you, man. That is a beautiful thing. All right, so now I'm getting to the last ghost that I am putting on the string right now. And then very soon I'm going to go ahead and add the lantern. So, and then what I think I'm going to do is I'll end the video just because you guys know exactly what to do after that. But I just want to show you what all the little ghosts look like in a row. How cute. Little ghosties. I love them so much. So basically what I'm going to do now is that if you take a look at your, I'm so sorry, I'm just seeing what Dot's chewing on. What you chewing on, baby? Oh, she's chewing on her toy. So sorry if you hear that in the background. So the thing is that just to show like the spacing that I've got going on. So I've got like all of them right here, a big open space in the middle, and then of course I have all this space right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip a little bit of space. I'm going to divide my garland to kind of find the natural center of what I have going on here. And this right here is my natural center. So that is where I'm going to put my lantern in the end. And then of course I know where to put my ghosties, which is right at the edge here. So I think it's a really fun little garland that's already coming together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys how this lantern goes. This is just a paper lantern from the Dollar Tree. Really easy, very simple. It has one of these things that you put into the lantern. So what this looks like, look at how cute. Isn't that adorable? I love it. Oh, I love bats. I love Halloween. All right, so I'm gonna take this thing and put it inside the lantern. It's basically here so the lantern can keep its shape, right? And then of course I did have that center area. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it, there's a little hook on here, and when I'm ready to hang it, I just hook it. That's it. Nice and easy, right? So after that, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest, oh no! That'll happen, especially if you do not let your glue dry long enough. That will definitely happen. That's okay. The beautiful thing about crafting and creating is everything can be fixed. That's awesome. See? Nice and easy. All right, guys, so the only thing that's left to do for me is to put my other ghosties on the opposite side. And that's it. That's all we're doing today for our little cute ghostly craft. So I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to finish my garland and I'm going to post it on our Instagram account. That's at Conjuring Canvases. So if you want to go ahead and follow us, feel free to. And please use the hashtag crafting conjure. Yes, crafting conjure. It took me a minute. So I know where to find yours because I would love to see your crafts. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for joining me for this video. There will definitely be a new episode of Conjuring Canvases coming up very soon, just as soon as I get my equipment fixed. I'm very sorry to report that that happened, but you know, things happen, right, everybody? So I'm gonna get it fixed. I'm gonna get that episode up for you. We're gonna continue to make some awesome spooky content, but in the meanwhile, I'll keep creating some really awesome crafts with you so that you can have an extra special, awesome at-home Halloween. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, ghosties and ghoulies. Have a beautiful Frightful Friday, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye, ghosties and ghoulies.